What is up, guys? This is Mateo's 2020 Politics here, and today we're going to be discussing the polls for the Democratic Party presidential primaries of 2020. And there's some major updates, so I'm not just going to be talking about polls for the sake of talking about polls. There's major updates. So, do you remember how Joe Biden used to be the front runner? Now he's in second place, even nearing third place. So on February 3rd, the day of the Iowa caucus, Joe Biden was at 27.6%, according to Real Clear Politics' polling average. Once again, why do I use Real Clear Politics? Because Real Clear Politics, abbreviated as RCP, doesn't conduct polls itself. They just average in all the polls from different organizations every single day, so it's most accurate. There's no way, they don't have any bias. So Joe Biden was in first place at 27.6% on February 3rd, and then a couple weeks later, he's at 17.8%. Now that's a pretty big drop. Mind you, it happened right after the Iowa caucus, and that's probably because he lost momentum. Imagine this: he's in first place, and then in Iowa he gets, it was fourth place. He gets fourth place, and people who are not too political, people who are apolitical, are going to be like, Joe Biden, I thought he was bigger than he actually is, and they would switch to their support. Because since they don't pay too much attention to the actual process, they just see how well somebody does, and they feel less motivated to support that person. So yeah, Joe Biden has dropped significantly since the Iowa caucus because he lost his momentum, and he definitely wasn't helped by the fact that in New Hampshire on February 11th he got fifth place, not fourth, just fifth, even worse than his Iowa performance. He kept dropping. Now, he has been, he rose a bit. He was just at 16.5% yesterday. Now he's at 17.8%. But I knew that after he dropped, he might go up a bit and then just kind of flatline and just kind of stay in his new area of the late teens. Basically what Bernie Sanders was before. Now, this is very good news because for a progressive, because it shows that A, Joe Biden is down, so there's nothing to worry about, and B, our candidate Bernie Sanders is up. And Bernie has also surged. He's at 27.8%, and that's higher than he has ever been throughout this whole entire process. He was surging, he kind of stopped, he went down a bit, and then after Iowa, he went back up. Now, that might be because of the fact that some Joe Biden supporters might have gone to him, but the vast majority of Joe Biden supporters went to Pete Buttigieg and Michael Bloomberg because they have surged pretty far up. Pete Buttigieg is still in fifth place, but he has definitely surged upwards by a few percentage points. Michael Bloomberg is at 16.1%. He has even surpassed Elizabeth Warren. And speaking of Elizabeth Warren, she has dropped by 3% within the last week. And that support might have gone to Bernie Sanders. Some Joe Biden supporters might have gone to Bernie Sanders. That's why Bernie Sanders is up and Joe Biden is down. Now, will Joe Biden ever go back up? He might go back up. I'm actually 100% confident he will, but just not to first place. Why? Because Nevada's going to come by and he's just going to lose even more momentum. But also, let's not forget South Carolina. He's in a clear first place in South Carolina, although Bernie Sanders is catching up to him, but pretty slowly, since Joe Biden's leading by a pretty large margin. Once again, with the Nevada, Joe Biden was previously leading, but Bernie Sanders just surpassed him, because he's been surging in every single state and nationally. In South Carolina, Joe Biden has also gone out a bit, Bernie's gone up a bit, but Joe Biden is still in the clear first place. So, I'm pretty sure Joe Biden will lose Nevada, but will win South Carolina. Maybe it'll help his momentum. And he'll definitely win some more southern states in Super Tuesday. Now, moving on to the other candidates, Michael Bloomberg has surged. He has surpassed Elizabeth Warren. Elizabeth Warren has gone down, and Buttigieg has gone up, but recently plateaued. Amy Klobuchar has gone up, of course. But there aren't really any changes to Tom Steyer and Tulsi Gabbard. And I actually do believe Tulsi Gabbard should drop out. I'm sorry, I love Tulsi Gabbard. She's one of my favorite candidates. But she hasn't made it to the last 3 debates, and she isn't going to make it to the next one. So, she's starting to, become a bit delusional, like the Wayne Messam and Joe Sestak and John Elaine and Michael Bennett. in the sense that she doesn't understand her time is up. And it kind of is, I'm sorry to say it, but she has to drop out because she has been getting last place, second last place in every single state thus far. And she isn't really leading in first place in any state. She's mainly just in last place, along with somebody like Tom Steyer. But the reason why Tom Steyer should stay, at least in my opinion, is because he was polling in second place in South Carolina. He's now in third, and that's pretty decent actually for somebody like Tom Steyer. So if he can get some delegates out of South Carolina, I think it'd be justified for him to stay in the race. But then Super Tuesday comes by, and he's not going to really get many delegates. I think my prediction is Tom Steyer will drop out either right after South Carolina or right after Super Tuesday. And you might be thinking, Mateo, why would he drop out right after South Carolina if he does pretty well? That's because he'll basically be like this. Alright, I got third place in South Carolina. Nice job. But oh wait, I'm leading in like last place, second to last place, and in all the upcoming Super Tuesday states. Maybe you should drop out because there's no point of really running anymore. So you'll see that, okay, he did pretty well in South Carolina. It's a strong finish, but he's going to have much of a chance in Super Tuesday, so he should drop out. That's what I think will happen. So once again, Tom Steyer will either drop out after South Carolina or Super Tuesday, because it's really strange the way that he's doing very well in South Carolina, Tom Steyer, but just not in any other southern states. At least from the polls I saw, he's in like last place in every southern state except for South Carolina. So why is he in third place in South Carolina? I don't know. I think it might just be kind of random. He doesn't seem to have too much support from the black community, but in South Carolina he has lots of support for some unknown reason. I say unknown instead of unknown. So yeah, who else has been affected by polls? Tulsi Gabbard hasn't really been affected, but of course from what I've said before, Bernie has surged, Joe Biden has gone down, Elizabeth Warren has gone down, then Amy Klobuchar, Pete Buttigieg, and Michael Bloomberg have all gone up. So now some predictions for when each candidate will drop out. Joe Biden thinks he's going to stay until the very end because he might still win this presidential primary. Let's not forget. Because we still have Super Tuesday to go and some other southern states to go. He'll definitely win those states. Bernie Sanders will do pretty well. He'll hang in there for a while. Michael Bloomberg is going to be in the next debate. And he has been surging significantly lately. So he's going to stay in for a while. I feel like Elizabeth Warren might not be in for too long because the only state she is leading in is Massachusetts, her home state. Now, she is leading in Maine, but that poll was taken in like October, and since then she has dropped in polling nationally, so I don't think she'll win Maine. So she's only leading in Massachusetts, so I think she might drop out right after Super Tuesday, if not Super Tuesday Part 2, which is in early March. Yeah, she'll probably drop out after either the first Super Tuesday or the second one. But she might stay in longer if she does really well. But right now she's just getting like second place, third place in many states, not really first. So it might actually help her for a while, but then after that time passes by, she'll realize she has to drop out because she's not really winning too many states. Pete Buttigieg, I could picture same thing with Elizabeth Warren actually. He's in the same scenario of her. So, in a sense that he's getting second, third place in states, but he's not really gonna win too many, so he might drop out after Super Tuesday Part 2. Amy Klobuchar, I think after Super Tuesday she's done because she isn't leading in any states. She got third place in New Hampshire, but that's really it. So I think she and Tom Steyer will drop out after Super Tuesday. That's what I see. They'll drop out after Super Tuesday, if not after South Carolina. And Tulsi Gabbard, I don't know when she's going to drop out. She's really unpredictable because I'm surprised she's still in the race. So once again, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, and Michael Bloomberg are going to probably stay in for a while. Elizabeth Warren will probably stay in for a couple months, but then drop out because she's winning too many states. Same with Pete Buttigieg. And I do say Amy Klobuchar and Tom Steyer. Definitely Amy Klobuchar, though, dropping out after Super Tuesday. With Tom Steyer, he could drop out after South Carolina or Super Tuesday. Because once again, with Tom Steyer, he knows this, I know this, everybody knows this who's watching this video. That his best chance is South Carolina. So if he doesn't get first place, second place, he might have to drop out because he's not going to get too much momentum from it. So he's going to get third because that's what the polls are saying. But sometimes polls are off, who knows. But most likely, yeah, he's going to get third, and that's why I think he might drop out after South Carolina, because although it is a pretty strong finish, he'll look ahead and see, I'm not doing too well in polls for Super Tuesday. So he'll drop out after South Carolina, most likely, maybe last year's Super Tuesday. Amy Klobuchar will probably stay after South Carolina, and then even go through Super Tuesday, would drop out after. So, yeah, the only candidates I really see staying until the convention are Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, and Michael Bloomberg. Once again, Warren and Buttigieg are probably going to stay in for a couple months, then drop out. And I think we're seeing the last weeks of Amy Klobuchar and Tom Steyer's campaigns. They did decently well, but their time is up. Same with Tulsi Gabbard. I don't really know when she's going to drop out. And I do like her as a candidate, but she's kind of staying in for too long, because she knows, we all know she's not going to be able to win. So, thank you for watching this video, guys. Brief summary of the video. Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren have dropped in polling. Bernie Sanders, Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, and Michael Bloomberg have surged. And I believe that Sanders, Biden, and Bloomberg will stay until the convention, or at least almost until the convention. Warren and Buttigieg will last a couple of months. And Klobuchar and Steyer will stay around for Super Tuesday, but drop out pretty soon. So we're seeing the last moments. I don't know about Tulsi Gabbard. So, interesting video, pretty fun to talk about. See you guys later, and bye.